Well, hi everybody. If you're a handyman like me, you can build this bed mostly from materials found at the Home Depot in the US especially. You're going to need 3/4 inch trim, 3/4 inch by 8 inches or 10 or 12 on the height, 2x4s for the legs, 2x2 inches for the pickets or for the small frames, 2x6 or 2x8 back support, a 1x4 inside frame, 2x4 center supports. You're going to need 1x1 pickets, some brackets, and this could be made out of pine or poplar wood, and it requires very little cutting. There's two options. You can try the picket backboard or the solid back. So the first thing you got to do is find out what size mattress you're going to be using. Here I'm going to use a queen size bed mattress. You lay the queen size mattress on the floor, and then you draw a line outside so you can cut to size the outside frame. Now the outside frame is a 3/4 inch by either 6 inches high or 8 inches high, whichever you like. And you're going to leave some space around the bed. On the three sides that are closer to the mattress, you can leave a 1/2 inch. That's all I left on the beds I made, is 1/2 inch around here. I made beds for my kids, and some of them are no space in between, just tight. On the back, however, you leave 6 inches. That's going to be the space for the legs in the back. All right, so once you have this laid out and cut to size, we're going to be making the legs in the back out of 6 inch wide by whichever height you decide. In the end, you're going to have your bed sort of finished this way with the back. The back is going to be either flat or pickets. And maybe the most difficult cut will be the one in the back, because if you want to slant back where you're going to rest your head on your pillows, then you want to cut the legs in the back this way. So this is just a rough idea how you're going to be cutting. The real dimensions, this top part has to be cut the same width to what later you will place a trim to cover the top. Now, another thing you'll be deciding is the height of the legs from the ground, from the floor, to the top of the mattress. So if you sit down on a chair, for example, you can measure the height from the floor to where you're going to be sitting. And mattresses are soft, so that accounts for a little bit less. But once you're satisfied with the height, you're going to be cutting the height of the legs, and you're going to be securing the frame to that height. Now, the legs in the front here are hiding, so I hate to break my little toe when I walk around that, so that's why I did it this way. So let's go over. Here we have the frame as if it was laid out on the ground. And we are going to see how you're going to put it together. I'm using long screws just to keep this together. But most importantly, we are going to be using these metal brackets. These angular, strong brackets are used for framing. I used to build decks, so they're very strong. You can find them at the Home Depot. These brackets have small holes that you can attach with screws to the boards. This will keep the frame together. It won't really help much to keep it square. The squareness of the bed will be kept by the mattress itself. All right, so we're going to need to attach these a 1x4 inside frame with short screws onto the frame outside. You're going to need to add brackets now across from one side to the other between these inside frame. These brackets can also be found at the Home Depot. They have small holes for you to use screws to attach to the board. You can take the length of the board, measure it, and divide it into 4. This will tell you where you're going to be placing. Now these brackets are going to be holding the 2x4 pieces of wood that will support the weight of the mattress and the people on the bed. These brackets will be placed, like I said, at equal distances. So you can measure from one end to the other end, and however size you have of this length, because you are deciding how, what the spacing after your mattress is. So you divide that by 4 and you get a certain number. In this case I have 20.52. So I divide that into 4, I mark it down, and I put my brackets in there. That's where these supports are going to be. Now, on the front of the bed, in the area where we actually sit down and we're going to put the front legs, we're going to use 2 more brackets, but these brackets you're going to put them upside down, the other way around. Notice the lip on top. These here are being held by the angle at the bottom here. In this case, it's going to be on the top because the weight of the bed is going to be supported by that bracket. So make sure you attach those brackets with small screws. Now you add another 2x4 over here. Also make sure that when you buy a 2x4, it's not cracked. It's a good solid piece. So this is very important. I have built these beds, at least 6 beds already I made this way, and they all work beautiful. And they are also very easy to disassemble in case you want to take it to another place. So the front legs, after you decide the height of the bed, are going to be made out of 2 pieces. You cut them to height, and the 2 pieces, and these are 2x4s, you cut them these L-shaped spaces, and you put them together. Then you attach them with bolts and nuts and washers. You pre-drill this before you do it, and it should look like this. The distance is about 10 inches from the front to the bracket. Now for the back legs, after, of course, you know the height already. You can mark where you're going to be starting to cut this angle, and you will place this in the back, and this measures 2 inches by 6 inches. And you will pre-drill holes and attach these with nuts and bolts as well. The holes will go through like this in both cases. Here is a picture showing the finished work. Now for the backboards. The backboards are easily made by using 2 braces to support the pickets, one on the top, one at the bottom. Now remember, you'll be placing all this when it's together. You're going to put it in an angle that matches the cut you made on the legs, such as in this picture. The braces can be 2x2s, or they can also be 2x4s, depending on what you want to use. Use nails or screws at the bottom to put the pickets together, and attach them with long screws on the sides. An alternative to this backboard is to simply add a flat board, which you can use some plywood. Could be 1/4 inch plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, depending on what kind of wood you get. And if you want to, it should be a very nice wood like poplar, because when you stain it, it gives a very good results and it shows the finished product much better. Finally, you're going to be cutting 4 pieces to sit in between the supports. These pieces have to fit tight, very close to the edges outside, and in the middle of each one of these supports. These could be of solid 3/4 inch plywood or presswood or so. I cut a little angle on the corner here so it will be easy to lift them up when you need to. Finally, you can add an additional or optional trim at the bottom of around the frame, but you must put one on the top like this one. And remember this, the angle you cut on this leg, it had to match the trim you were going to use, so it looks like this. So it all should be pretty much flush. The color of this is something you will want to decide beforehand to match probably the furniture you may have in your home, or you may have to paint all of them to do some color matching. In this case, the night tables could match the color of the trim, while the rest of the bed could be a different color. I've used black and dark red in some of the beds I have. That's the final looks of your bed. These are stained, but you can also paint them. Like in this example, it's painted in black to match the furniture. Or if you're going to build more furniture, you put it all together like this. A dark gray color is kind of a, manly looking bedroom, but it all depends on the rest of the colors in the room. So that's it. I hope you can build one like this, and thanks for watching.